Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Cubs fan Han here to do yet another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video, and let me give a quick shout out to my friends over at gaming-fans.com. Go ahead and check them out. They are also on Twitter at gamingfansdfn. And with the introduction of Commander Luke into the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes family of characters, a lot of videos have surfaced about Commander Luke being able to solo the Rancor by himself. This is crazy, and something that I definitely took to the Rancor to do some experimenting on. But something I do want to point out about this, now my Luke is only gear 9, so maybe this is going to be more manageable at gear 11. But for now at gear 9, if something goes wrong when you're using only Luke, it goes wrong, and it goes wrong fast. All it takes is the Rancor to stun you a couple of times in a row, and the raid is ruined. So it's something you really have to babysit, and something that you cannot do on full auto. So I did some experimenting, because when it comes to doing the Rancor, what really is gold is not being able to solo the whole raid. It's being able to do it on auto. And so take a look at this team that I put together that I have been able to auto the full Rancor with. I am running this with Teebo lead, Commander Luke, R2-D2, Rex, and Qui-Gon Jinn. These are all characters, assuming you got Commander Luke, that all of you should have. Now the reason why this works, Teebo obviously is going to have 100% turn meter removal on his basic, and R2-D2 is in there so that he can help Teebo stay stealthed. Luke obviously is going to remove 30% turn meter on his basic, and he's going to be our tenacity down applier on his special, and 100% turn meter removal on it. And then we've got Rex, who is going to be removing turn meter on his basic, and Qui-Gon Jinn as well. And I am not doing this on basic auto, I'm doing this on full auto so that all abilities are used. Now taking a look at the beginning of this battle, a quick disclaimer that I'm going to make is that I do a couple parts of this raid manually just for insurance because I have the time. At the beginning of this, I'm actually going to make sure that I take out the side picks first before I hit auto. That way I can just have it down to one boss that I need to worry about. Those side picks can kind of complicate things. So I'm still going to manage the middle pigs turn meter and do my best to take out... Oops, I got a notification there. I'm going to do my best to take out the side pigs as soon as possible, and then I will hit full auto. So notice it's nice to use R2-D2 to stun them in the process, and then use your turn meter removal guys to focus on that middle pig so that he doesn't get a turn. Okay, so now I am going to put full auto on, but before I do that, my raid is actually not live yet. We're in a 24-hour damage period. So let me show you guys how to put your phones on airplane mode. If you're not allowed to post damage, please do this so that you don't upset your guild. Alright, and I am going to speed this up here. And while this is running, I do want to talk through mods just a bit. If you look at Teebo, I've got Teebo modded for Rancor already. His speed is at 170, and I have increased his potency up to 71%. That is a pretty high potency character, and he works very well for the Rancor as is. Now my Luke Skywalker, I'm still working on getting his mods quite where I want them, but for now his speed is at 228, his critical damage is up at 181%, I wish it was higher, but he is going to increase critical damage while call to action is applied. And then his potency is only at 5%, but again he's going to increase his potency, I believe, by 40% in his kit. Qui-Gon Jinn is up at 219 speed. He's not modded for the arena anymore, but I still do have pretty decent mods on him for raids. His potency is high at 68%. And then take a look at Rex, and here's something pretty funny is I took my best mods off of Rex when I when I put Commander Luke in my arena team, and I have forgotten that I hadn't put mods back on Rex to mod him. So I actually have, while my Rex is, he's only at 160 speed, he's only at, let's see, 19% potency, and I have 4 mods just sitting off of him. But it still works. Alright, and then R2-D2 is modded pretty well. He's modded for my arena, he's at 255 speed, and he's also, his potency isn't that pertinent in this raid, but he is at 42%. The main reason R2-D2 is here is just so that we're going to have that stealth being applied more, so that Teebo is going to be more effective when his stealth isn't alive. Alright, so I'm just going to let this play out here, and to shake things up a bit, I'm going to play a nice new track for you guys to enjoy while you watch the battle.
Go, Cubs, go! Go, Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Alright, I'm just kidding. Here's a nice new track for you. Alright, and then just for security, I'm actually going to go ahead and take this off auto at this point and drop this door. And the reason for this is I need to make sure that tenacity down is applied. Now, you might be able to get away with having this on full auto and never bothering with this, but I just want to make sure that it is applied. So it's applied now, and now I'm going to resume full auto. And I'm going to do the same thing at the beginning of each phase of the Rancor. I do recommend doing this because it just gives you more insurance. So as soon as I get to phase 3, I'll take it off auto. Just make sure that I get that tenacity down applied. And then again at the beginning of phase 4. Alright, so we're whittling to the end of this, and it does look like this is going to be a successful auto. Again, I did doctor it just a little bit at the beginning of each phase to make sure everything was squared away. I do think this team would probably handle it without doing that, but it's possible that things could go wrong, so I just wanted to make sure. So I do recommend you do that, but if you want to take your chances and hit auto walk away from your phone, I do think you would be pretty safe to do so with this team composition. Now there's so many different team compositions you can use. I know a lot of you are having success with just Luke. That is super cool. I know some people are doing Luke with Jin. I think that's awesome too. I would imagine that Luke would work under a Zader leadership as well. There's a lot of different options that you have. Definitely try him out with a bunch of things. He's kind of just a solid plug and play player. But ultimately, Luke is a Rancor champion because he is going to be removing turn meter on every single turn unless it gets resisted. His basic does 30%. His special does 100%, and then call to action is going to be used, but all that's going to do is get you another turn immediately and increase your damage when the call to action buff is applied. So he is just a total champ. But at any rate, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and don't ever forget